The manhwa opens with a female protagonist who is currently about to demolish a single-family home. She is operating an excavator, and the reason is absurd. The author killed off her favorite character. The fantasy military novel The Dawn of Repentance by Park Myung briefly becomes a hot topic in the early stages of its serialization due to its intense action scenes, churning out one episode a day as if it were a factory. Its remarkable readability, marked by one sentence per paragraph, along with scathing critiques, turns it into a legend that drives early readers wild. This makes her shout that if they keep this up, it will get cancelled. However, there are readers who cannot let go of this crappy novel even up to episode 3504, including 30 or more people like herself. The reason they cannot let go of this poorly written novel is simple. The episodes are crazy. The settings and characters in this novel feel so real, as if they actually exist. The author is truly a killer when it comes to creating settings. There is real authenticity to it. She is such a passionate fan of the author that she even becomes the representative of the fan cafe, but even that is over after today. The author should not have sent Sion off like that. Her precious Sion, doing such dirty deeds and surviving all the way to episode 3503, is killed off with just some measly disease. She can understand Rachel killing off Michael with a car, but what truly gets to her is the fact that the author teases a solo episode for her favorite Sion in advance. With her heart more excited than usual, she checks the latest episode and receives an unexpected surprise gift in the form of her favorite character being described by the author as undoubtedly a devil. With gratitude in her heart, she sets off to repay the author with the destruction of their house. She wonders what is theirs while at the scene. Suddenly, the TV turns on, announcing breaking news that in the heart of the city a significant tremor has occurred, with many appearing. She smashes the TV, saying that it is too noisy. Suddenly, she realizes that the excavator belongs to its owner and that she has merely borrowed it. She feels sorry to the owner for borrowing it only to wreck it like this by accident, but since the owner has never experienced the absurd death of their favorite character, the owner may not understand. Someone apologizes. The female protagonist thinks that she is the one who should be sorry and wonders why they are apologizing. The voice says that since it is already too late to undo it, she should go and receive divine protection. She thinks about the words divine protection and wonders why this person is suddenly speaking in archaic terms. Was she just hallucinating about the owner? Is she losing her mind because it is late and she is tired? She hits herself, telling herself to snap out of it because she has to destroy the author's house. Suddenly, she wonders why her vision feels so strange. When she rubs her ears, she realizes she should not have hit her head recklessly. The moment she believes she opens her eyes, the steering wheel in her hands disappears, and countless memories brush past her. She wonders what is happening. These memories are not ones she has experienced. Could it be that she has gone crazy from stress because of the author? It seems quite possible, and that thought annoys her as she drops the excavator on the highway. She is now sitting on the floor as another person. She finds herself transformed into Mitchell. Not only that, but she is also imprisoned, which makes her wonder why. Mitchell is a character from the Dawn of Repentance. She is the daughter of Duke Nephthys and the high-ranking noble of the dukedom. She is known for her magical abilities. She possesses silky silver hair and azure eyes like a lake. In the story, she is a notorious villain known for widespread intrigues within the family and nefarious deeds. She is commonly referred to as the Mad Woman of Nephthys. Above all else, the important thing is that Mitchell is one of her favorite characters. The ferocity of Mitchell's personality is beyond description. She even pressures Sion, who is a prince, to marry her. It comes back to her vividly as if it just happened yesterday. She lures the drunken Sion out of the palace banquet hall into the bedroom. She recalls that she has a strong back while pulling Sion onto the bed with such cheesy lines. At that moment, Sion, boasting his impressive 29-inch waistline, lies down. His long black hair cascades down to his slim waist like a condemned prisoner. Tears fall from his dark and deep eyes as he speaks helplessly, wondering whether it would not be better if she simply did as she pleased. Mitchell suddenly thinks to herself that something is wrong. Sion had rejected Mitchell in the original story. Why is there a discrepancy between the novel's content and her memories? She wonders what on earth has happened. She cannot believe that the author would leave something so important hidden if he wanted to give a surprise gift. He should at least have revealed the episode. Anyway, she is Mitchell now, even though she is currently imprisoned. In reality, even in Seoul there is no job for orphans, so it is all the same. But why has she suddenly possessed someone? She wonders whether the hallucination she heard before hitting her head has sent her here. She is grateful for transmigrating into the novel, but why at this moment of all times? The fact that Mitchell is currently in prison means she is as good as dead. In the original story, Mitchell taunts and pressures Sion and his close attendants to death for insulting the royal family, ultimately dying in episode 12. The fact that Mitchell is still alive likely means this is right before facing the death penalty. However, whoever's body she is possessing, she remains the dedicated reader who endures this failed novel for 3,504 episodes. She knows every detail of the setting. To her, this kind of crisis is nothing. She is ready to face it. Suddenly, she sees a screen. It is a status window, something one can only see in novels. She wonders where she can see it properly. Having 2 unknown uncommon attack skills is rare, and she even possesses an ultra-rare skill called fusion. Perhaps the reason her memories and Mitchell's memories are mixed together is because of this fusion skill. Anyway, it is all good. However, the status states that she is on death row under the protection of URAH, which makes her wonder why she is on death row. At least they should explain it. The screen states that the dawn has been updated. The execution date is in 3 days. It pains her that she is a death row inmate. Being on death row makes sense right before death. It is natural for abnormalities to appear in the status. Although there are still 3 days left, if she gives up like this, there may not be any miracle. First, she can only politely pray for a miracle. Suddenly, she begins shouting for someone to save her. She keeps trying to say save her, but the tone that comes out sounds like something from a historical drama. The screen displays that the dignity of the nobility does not bow to judge anyone. As a member of the ducal family, one bows only to the nobility of the Crowell Empire. She wonders what kind of skill this is. Indeed, people are not suited for doing things that do not fit them. From now on, she decides she will do things her way. She begins kicking the jail bars and demands attention, asking whether anyone is there. She insists that they are not deaf and demands to be saved. The guards wonder what is wrong with her and whether she has gone crazy. One tells the other to hurry up and report it to the higher-ups. She continues insisting that she will do as they please, so they should let her out. After overcoming many hardships, she is finally released. Even though she is expelled from the noble list by imperial decree and rejected by both her family and the empire, she becomes stateless. Even that is not enough. After being whipped 5 times, she is finally set free. Her back feels as though it is about to burst, and she feels like vomiting, but she is fine. Now that the death row status has been lifted, she finally arrives at the original path. Rather than discarding the family name, she could not escape the death penalty and instead chose death in the original timeline. But she is not like that. She is going to stay alive no matter what happened. With that resolve, she sets off. On her way to destroy the author's house for killing her favorite character, she hits her head in an attempt to wake herself up and instead finds herself inside the body of Mitchell, a character from the novel. She has already been in a death row state once. But who exactly is Mitchell? Mitchell is someone who ruthlessly exploits the princes. She is also the next Duchess and the Duke's crazy, hot-headed older sister. That is how she originally learns about her role in the story. Back in the present, she thinks that she will simply wait until she arrives home and then invest in her experience points properly. In fact, when she is released from prison and her death row status is lifted, experience points come in under a strange pretext. The development has changed slightly, and then the system awards her 1,000 experience points. Perhaps it is because she has altered Mitchell's death in the original work. She does not expect to receive experience points like this. However, as someone who knows everything about the novel, she already has plans for which direction to invest her skills. For now, she is going to go all in on freeze in the dawn of repentance. The system reacts, and upon reaching level 10, the inner skill upgrades to a superior skill. Since Mitchell already possesses the beginner skill freeze as an ice mage, investing in the freeze skill right now to acquire the ice mage specialization is the priority. If things go according to plan, using freezing abilities to earn money by subjugating monsters will be possible. Even if she is stateless, she will not have to worry about making ends meet. For now, finding a means to make money is the priority. Finally, she arrives at her townhouse. The carriage stops, and the coachman informs her that they have arrived. She immediately steps out of the carriage and says goodbye. Since she has just been expelled from the Duke's house, the story will soon reach Mitchell's parents, the Duke and the Duchess. Before she gets kicked out with nothing, she plans to take all her luxury items and leave. Selling just a few jewels will be enough to sustain her for a while. As she rummages through her belongings, she wonders why Mitchell only collected gems instead of gold, which is much easier to convert into money. Still, this amount will be quite sustainable. Suddenly, someone opens the door. She wonders who it is. Are the Duke and his wife already home? To her surprise, it is her nanny. It is Mitchell's nanny, Nanny Eleanor. This is the person who ran after her upon hearing the news. She has raised Mitchell since she was a child and has treated her like her own daughter, scolding her whenever she gets into trouble. For Mitchell, she is like a real mother. Her nanny notices that Mitchell has blood on her back. Mitchell cannot believe that she is worried about her the moment she arrives. Since she is someone special to Mitchell, she likes her just as much as she likes any other protagonist. Seeing her in person makes her cry. She feels far more joyful and emotional than she expects. She goes and hugs her nanny, saying that it really hurts. Her nanny questions what is going on and why there is such a commotion. She has heard that something serious has happened and asks whether Mitchell truly received disciplinary action. Mitchell asks her nanny whether she is on her side. Her nanny replies that of course she is, no matter what happens. Mitchell then reveals that she was almost sentenced to death for trying to attack the prince. Having severed ties with the Duke's house and being deprived of her noble status, she has become a stateless person without identity. The nanny becomes speechless. She begins hitting Mitchell in distress, and Mitchell shouts that if she slaps her on the back, she will die. The nanny then asks what she will do in the future. Mitchell replies that she can do labor, even as a stateless person. There is no rule that says she must die. The nanny questions how she can say that so easily when she has never done anything remotely hard. Of course, it is easy for her to say. She believes there is no reason a person must die just because this is a story. Mitchell might have grown up normally in the Duke's house, but she herself is different. When she was young, she was taken in by her aunt after her parents died. After her aunt took all of her parents' inheritance, there was no part-time job she did not do in order to survive alone. She washed dishes, served customers, and did everything she could and everything she would not normally do, even lowering her pride and tolerating humiliation. Even when she lived alone with low living expenses, she somehow managed to survive. Compared to back then, the current situation is not much different. Moreover, in just 3 more years, Mitchell will become an adult and will be able to do more things independently. For now, she plans to take whatever she can and run. The nanny is speechless. She stands up and tells Mitchell to wait because she has something. After a while, the nanny returns with a package, saying that she will leave with Mitchell too. Mitchell questions whether she truly went to get her belongings. The nanny insists that she will do whatever it takes to stay by Mitchell's side, and that they should go together. When they reach her hometown, they can stay at her sister's old empty house. She does not yet know what the world is like, but she believes she can survive. Mitchell thinks that it is actually her nanny who does not know what the world is like. If she knew how much pension she would receive as compensation for raising the Duke's child, she could not even estimate the amount. Mitchell tells her nanny that she truly does not have to do this, because she can live on her own. However, the nanny insists that she cannot live if Mitchell dies. If Mitchell dies, she will die too. Why would she live without her? Those words deeply move Mitchell. The nanny declares that no matter what Mitchell says, she will follow her. Mitchell asks her nanny to wait a moment. Since they are leaving anyway, they should also visit the Savvy Hotel from Treasure Island and take the treasure map with them. The nanny wonders whether Mitchell has fixed her bad personality just because she somehow survived, but she realizes that she is still the same Mitchell. After all, she even intimidated the Prince of the Empire. Surely they can handle leading a treasure trove. Above all, Mitchell does possess the key to the treasure trove, which only the legitimate heirs of the dukedom can use as part of a legitimate trial hunt. She plans to head to the treasure trove. Finally, they collect their funds. The nanny urges her to hurry. Mitchell announces that she has found it, and they should go. With this, they can open the gate outside. They even manage to secure a wagon for themselves. Now sitting in the carriage, she wonders what kind of carriage shakes like this. Her back hurts terribly. The nanny calls out to her and hands her something. It is a child's biochip. The nanny explains that with this chip, she can live again as a citizen of the empire. Although it may be inappropriate to say, she has raised Mitchell as her own child. Although her own child could not use it, she wants her child to use it in the Crowell Empire. In the Empire, once a person is registered as a citizen after birth, a biochip made of magic stone is implanted in the body to prevent identity theft. This chip must have belonged to the nanny's child, who died early. Unable to dispose of it with her own hands, she has kept it all this time. Now she gives this precious object to Mitchell. Mitchell tells her nanny that she will cherish it. Since she has now become her daughter on paper, she says she will call her nanny mother. However, the nanny protests that a lowly person like her would not dare accept such a title. Mitchell declares that if that is the case, she will not take the chip and will simply throw it away. With no other option, the nanny tells her to do as she pleases but insists she will continue calling her Miss Mitchell. Mitchell then asks whether they must go to the city to find someone to implant it and how much it would cost. Without warning, the nanny suddenly implants the chip into her. Mitchell cries out that if she was going to do it, she should have given her some warning. The nanny explains that it must be done unexpectedly so that the person does not become afraid. Mitchell shouts back that she is clearly screaming because she is afraid. Mitchell's back hurts terribly, and now her arms hurt as well. Her nanny tells her to verify whether the biochip is functioning correctly. Her child's name is Evan. Mitchell goes to open her status window to check which skills they possess this time. However, she wonders whether this is truly Mitchell's status. Has there been some kind of collision or conflict? Although it is not mentioned in the original work, having one person with two biochips is an interesting concept. She wonders whether it is simply too old for her to recognize. Just in case, she looks toward the direction where the chip is embedded, and then she sees it. Another screen appears. Evan's biochip has been newly implanted in her right arm. She is able to launch her status window with her right arm and her mature status window with her left arm, which makes the nanny wonder whether she is excited, because it feels as though she is searching for completely hidden settings. Now, when they look at Evan's skills, training and writing seem to lean toward a specific field, but she plans to skip that for now. She notices a legendary skill, and unlike the others, it increases the experience required when leveling up at a rapid rate. She thinks that this is a skill nobles usually possess. In addition, an even higher tier extra grade skill is also present. Even without an attack skill, she still possesses high performance, top tier abilities, and she finds it astonishing. She truly believed there was no one as formidable as him, but then she sees that she has zero experience. Seeing this confuses her. The nanny asks whether it is still not recognized, but Mitchell says that it has appeared properly, which makes the nanny praise the heavens. If she is registered as an imperial citizen, she will now be able to live a normal life. Ordinarily, she has lived her whole life in comfort, but from now on, Mitchell must live like a rat in the countryside. While checking the screens, she wonders whether Evan has any kind of disease. If that is the case, would it not mean that everything is practically over? Then she sees that Dawn has been reset due to failing to enter the Royal Academy, which makes her freeze. She wonders why they are doing this to her again. The nanny asks her to calm down because moving like that is dangerous. She tells herself that she should calm down. She has already lifted the time-limited condition once, so there is no need to overthink it. Why not simply follow Dawn? She calls her nanny and expresses that she believes she should go to the academy. Her nanny agrees and says she will prepare everything for admission. However, Mitchell does not trust that. The academy admission fee alone is 100 million crowns. Her nanny could not even secure her retirement pay, so how will she raise such a large amount of money? Yet her nanny's enthusiasm remains unwavering, insisting that as soon as Mitchell enters school, she will succeed in life. The problem is that admission itself is extremely difficult. It is not as though she will enroll tomorrow. All she must do is find a way to earn money. Of course, if she possesses the talent to enter the Royal Academy as a commoner, she must be incredibly intelligent, fight exceptionally well, or perhaps be a skilled magician. In any case, she must excel tremendously. However, there is an even greater obstacle, the existence of the main couple from the original novel. From what she remembers, next year is the year those two enter the academy. That particular season at the academy becomes nothing short of a living hell. All kinds of dangerous devices are installed to help the main character grow. They accidentally activate the magic circle hidden in the academy basement at the very beginning of the semester. A dungeon gate opens. When those two are about to graduate, they even summon one of the 4 great demon kings. Moreover, because of that incident, it is said that only a few dozen students graduate that year. Even though she knows it will be difficult for her to graduate alive, she will die if she does not enroll. Even if she does enroll, there is still a high probability that she will die. Nevertheless, it is definitely worth a try. First of all, that is the only method available to her. She asks the coachman to stop at the first inn. Finally, she stands inside the inn, thinking that everything is going very well. At first glance, she looks like a perfect commoner. If anyone wonders how she ends up like this, it is because she briefly introduces herself as Evan while stopping by the village to disguise herself. Some might think it is excessive, but it is unavoidable. Mitchell is very slender and beautiful. She must avoid attracting attention as much as possible. She needs to hide her brilliant silver hair and doll-like appearance. With the money raised by selling jewelry and valuables, she buys dull clothing and glasses. Even the freckles are meticulously applied. Her nanny remarks that she truly excels at disguising herself and that she is the most unsophisticated girl she has ever seen. Somehow, she even smells like chicken droppings, which makes Mitchell ask her nanny to stop there. If she looks like this, it will be difficult even for people who know Mitchell to recognize her. Now that everything is ready, she should depart. She boards the carpet, thinking that it will be a long journey. She does not wish to become bored along the way, so she asks her nanny to tell her about her hometown. Her nanny explains that it is a list of port cities in such a rural area that she has probably never heard of it. Mitchell thinks that her nanny must assume she is foolish. Speaking of Mahal, it is a nearby city where Kitty, a sparrow beast, is caught in a trap and sold on the black market. Minahal Abel travels to the capital to find T and becomes part of the protagonist's group. Mitchell says that she has heard of it and mentions that it was recently developed. She recalls hearing that it is near the Beast King Tower. Her nanny confirms that it is correct. The scope of activities of beast kings and monsters has expanded recently, and as more magic stones are discovered in that area, there is more work to be done. Mitchell thinks that it is fortunate that areas around monster habitats become good environments for magic stones to grow. Magic stones are quite expensive. If she mines them and sells them, she could earn money. Her nanny asks what she is thinking, and Mitchell suggests that they should buy a pickaxe. The nanny responds that she knew it would turn out like this. Things become easier than she expected. After resting and traveling for several days, they finally arrive at their destination, the port city. Mitchell is completely taken aback. She had heard it was a rural area, yet it appears far more developed than she imagined. Even the nanny remarks that it is much more developed than she expected. The population could easily exceed 10,000 people. She is surprised because it is larger than she had envisioned, but she understands that since the sea is nearby, there is a significant advantage in transporting mined magic stones by ship. Finally, they arrive at a house. Mitchell asks whether this is the house her mother's sister left behind. The nanny confirms that from now on, they will live here. Suddenly, the nanny drops to the floor, lamenting that her young lady, who once lived in a grand mansion, must now reside in such a place. Mitchell tells her that they should first unpack and greet their neighbors. In a small town like this, connections are important. Suddenly, someone approaches from behind and demands to know who they are. A man appears and recognizes the nanny as Eleanor. He mocks her, saying that she left as though she would never return, yet now she has come back with her child, implying that something must have happened in the capital. Mitchell wonders why this annoying man keeps provoking them when he is the one initiating conflict. However, her nanny tells her that they should simply go inside, explaining that he has always been like this. The man continues speaking, warning them not to be rude and asking whether they are not afraid of living in a twisted old house without safety devices. He implies that if two women live alone and something bad happens, it would be unfortunate. That night, Mitchell steps forward and points out that if they are decent citizens of the Empire, they should at least possess a pickaxe and basic tools. She questions whether it is truly unusual for such a situation to arise so suddenly. Even though he is their neighbor, she does not like him at all. She wonders whether it is truly dangerous for two women to live alone. Perhaps she should follow his advice and eliminate the risk factor. He is the type of man who starts arguments as soon as they meet. They never know when or where he might pose a threat. She cannot leave someone who threatens the peace between her and her mother alone. After all, their safety now depends entirely on their own vigilance. When Mitchell is young, she throws a tantrum at the Duke and insists on raising a drake, a creature suspected to be related to dragons, as a pet. Young Mitchell takes care of the dragon wholeheartedly, naming it and personally providing it with food. However, after a year, the drake smashes its cage and escapes due to her negligence. It injures 20 people before being subjugated by the guards. Because of that incident, Mitchell is punished harshly by the Duke. One might wonder why this is being mentioned all of a sudden. The reason is that Mitchell has a past record of injuring people. In addition to that childhood incident, she previously works at an errand center, where she gains a record of beating up several criminals in order to subdue them. If these two records are combined, it could portray her as a dangerous person capable of beating someone to death. That man has clearly chosen to provoke the wrong individual. In her mind, she thinks that she should first strike him and then throw him into the sea. After his body freezes, everything would be over. However, when she listens carefully, she hears the man babbling that if they wish to live here, they should find a better house downtown. She begins to wonder what he is talking about. He throws a tantrum, insisting that she must have been deceived by someone because of her personality and that everything was stolen from her. Mitchell notices him walking toward her house while holding something suspicious, and she grows wary. Yet she soon realizes that he is simply carrying masonry tools and is, in fact, a normal construction worker. He almost causes trouble on her very first day in this place, but perhaps he is merely an ordinary man with a rough temperament. She silently wishes he would stop speaking so rudely. The next morning, he is once again arguing with her nanny, criticizing her for planning to live in such a shabby house with a child and questioning whether she can think properly. The nanny argues back, telling him to be quiet if he is truly here to help. Mitchell cannot believe what she is witnessing. He is actually close to her nanny, and she nearly creates a major misunderstanding. They are so familiar with each other that they do not even hesitate, despite knowing her true identity. Mitchell steps forward and apologizes to the man. He asks to speak with her for a moment, but she simply repeats that she is sorry, which only worsens his mood. Eventually, they sit together at the table for a meal. The nanny introduces him as Thomas. He once runs away from home to become a pirate, barely manages to acquire a ship, and eventually returns, now living as a fisherman. The nanny jokingly calls him a piece of human trash, which angers Thomas. Mitchell calmly interrupts, saying it is nice to meet him and that she is also a piece of trash who nearly ruined someone's life. The nanny immediately protests, asking what she means by calling herself trash. Mitchell explains that she almost kills someone who does nothing wrong, so she deserves the label. Since Thomas is a fisherman who owns a ship, she begins to calculate that if she works well with him, she might be able to earn money. She suggests that she has throwing skills and can catch fish using a harpoon, so she should be allowed to board his ship. The nanny immediately refuses, declaring that there is no need for her to risk the dangerous sea. Thomas also objects, saying she is still too young and that he cannot allow it. As expected, both of them oppose her plan, but she ignores their objections, stating that she has already made up her mind. The nanny protests that they have not even finished discussing where she intends to go. Since she is now inside the dawn of repentance, she must earn points by changing the plot. If she gains points simply by altering events, she can acquire higher-level skills and earn money. With that money, she can enroll in the academy and remove the time-limiting condition placed upon her. If she looks carefully, she should be able to find Kitty somewhere nearby, but she still does not see him. If she cannot find him in a single day, then she should mine magic stones and earn money that way. That night, and the next day, and the day after that, she continues her search. At one point, she hears someone muttering that a person living in such a secluded place looks dirty. She turns and sees a figure with white hair. It is not Kitty. So who is he? His pupils have a strange shape, and scales are visible on his skin. He is definitely not human. He pays no attention to her at all. She notices that he is carrying bowls and wonders what he intends to do with them. Then she realizes he is feeding wandering beasts. She wonders whether he has suddenly become some kind of caretaker for stray creatures. He stands silently, staring at the riverbank, and she finds herself questioning what exactly is going on. He begins walking toward her. When he reaches her, he asks whether she is a minor. She thinks that she has never heard this voice before. She answers that she is not. She wonders why he approaches her so suddenly just to ask that question. Deciding to ignore the strange encounter, she plans to continue mining magic stones that day. She activates her skills, and level 1 has already been established. She is not even a minor, so why does this strange scale effect appear? She wonders whether this is Evan's extra scale effect. Acquiring such a skill seems comparatively too easy. In fact, she finds it suspicious. Determined to understand its true potential, Mitchell decides to test how well this skill actually works. Previously, the beast that was discovered while mining for stone had said that he was about to go to the King of Beasts territory, and now he is threatening to kill her. This meaningless twaddling seems strangely familiar to her. She wonders where she has heard this before, and suddenly she remembers that this is exactly how the King of Beasts speaks in the original novel. The King of Beasts is a white fox who appears more like a supporting character, yet he is fundamentally gentle and generous. His interactions with humans are clumsy, and he is known for his uniquely awkward way of speaking. Despite his short appearance in the story, he becomes a popular character. It reaches the point where there is even an event in the fan cafe where people imitate the way he speaks. The person who wins first place during that event presents a congratulatory speech and even writes an analytical essay on the tone of the King of Beasts. She never expects that such an analytical essay would one day be useful to her. Mitchell addresses the Beast King carefully, interpreting his threatening tone. She reasons that perhaps he means that since the king of beasts ruthlessly kills anyone who enters his territory, he would kill her instead so that at least her corpse can be collected. When she expresses this understanding, he questions how she knows such a thing. She wonders whether it is a trend for beasts to speak like their king. It soon becomes clear that he is not the king of beasts himself but merely someone imitating that peculiar manner of speaking, so she decides he should stop with the dramatic tone since he understands she is joking about entering the king's territory. She then presents her food to him as an apology, offering to share it. The beast king eats the food and thanks her. Mitchell asks him to evaluate it, wondering whether it is bad or good. He initially implies that today's meal is a success, but then corrects himself and admits that it tastes like garbage before he swallows it. Mitchell apologizes, confessing that she has never cooked before. He replies that it is understandable if she lacks experience. She reflects that beasts are actually quite nice. They provide food for the animals in the wild and seem far better than people who act like know-it-alls. After running into him a couple of times, she introduces herself and asks his name. He replies that his name is Gret. He asks whether she will come again tomorrow, and she confirms that she will. He says that if that is the case, he will return the favor the next day. True to his word, he brings an array of lavish food. She questions what all of it is, and he explains that it is repayment for yesterday. She immediately wonders whether he made everything himself, and he confirms that he did. As she eats, she thinks that perhaps it only looks good on the outside, but she soon realizes that it is delicious as well. She even thinks that with this level of cooking skill, he could get married right away. He explains that since he has a child, nobody wants to marry him. Mitchell assumes he must be older than he looks. He casually reveals that he gave up counting his age after 500 years, which shocks her. She exclaims that he is far older than she thought. The original novel does state that beasts are a long-living species, but she never imagines it extends to this degree. The elders of the beast species are around 300 years old and already look like wrinkled old men, so she wonders what kind of animal beast he must be to look this young. Finally, she asks what kind of beast he is, considering that he does not seem to age. She speculates whether he might be something like a snake. He confirms that she is correct and reveals that he is indeed a snake beast. He even speculates that this is why he does not age, as his skin automatically sheds, so even if he develops wrinkles, they disappear. She reacts with amazement, describing a snake beast as super honey. He becomes confused by the phrase and questions what kind of word that is. She explains that it means super nice, comfortable, and sweet like honey. Afterward, he keeps repeating that the lunch tastes super honey, that various things seem super honey, and that he hopes she returns to a super honey home. She realizes she may have taught him the wrong expression, as he begins using it in situations where it does not quite fit. Still, since she understands him, it does not matter much. Eventually, she returns to her work and wonders whether that is all the stones in the area. It has already been a month since she escaped there, and there are 126 days until the break of the dawn. Because of her tuition fee, her mother and she take on all sorts of jobs. Saving money at this rate is exhausting, and gathering 100 million crowns feels unrealistic. Her back is healing, so she considers slowly going to hide near Sir Thomas's ship to catch some fish. After that, she plans to find a harpoon that fits her hand at the market. As she looks around, she notices some ladies talking nearby and wonders what they are discussing. She remembers that the nanny once told her not to expect much from others but to at least greet people properly. Now that she thinks about it, her mother also told her to remember her greetings and manners, as it is a rule her father insisted she follow. Determined to obey her mother's words, she approaches them and greets them politely, asking what is going on. The ladies explain that Eleanor's daughter has a sharp tongue, but the real concern is the nasty bruise on the newlywed wife's face. They describe how the man of that house is usually normal, yet once he drinks alcohol, he begins beating his wife dreadfully. They pity her and say they advised her to report him, but she refused. Hearing all of this, Mitchell decides she should leave. The other ladies ask where she is going and mutter that the girl is meddling. Mitchell internally calls them idiotic for viewing this as mere meddling. To her, this is a golden opportunity to start a business. She approaches the abused lady and says she has heard the rumors and can fix her husband's bad habit. The lady questions who she is. Mitchell clarifies that it will not be free. The poor woman, confused, asks what she is even talking about and tells her not to interfere uselessly. Mitchell introduces herself as someone who recently moved nearby Captain Thomas's place uphill and invites her to visit if she is interested. Having introduced herself, she decides she should finally go buy her harpoons. At the market, she is told there are no harpoons that fit her hand, so she must order a custom-made one. When she asks for the price, the blacksmith declares that the young lady has no manners and feels offended, so he will charge double the price of those on display. She argues back, warning that once the harpoon is finished, he will be the first to be skewered, which only makes him raise the price 4 times higher. She quickly insists that she was joking and tells him to calm down. In the end, she wastes half the money she saved from selling stones. That night, someone knocks on the door. The visitor explains that they met Mitchell earlier that afternoon in the city. Mitchell does not expect her to come so soon, and she notices that the woman has even more bruises than before. The lady asks whether she can truly solve this problem. Mitchell assures her she can, though she states that she only accepts payments greater than 1 million crowns. Seeing the woman's bruised state makes her genuinely angry. The lady admits she does not have that much money. Mitchell then offers a monthly installment plan of 100,000 crowns for 10 months, saying she does not do this for everyone but is making an exception. The lady agrees and asks for mutual assistance. Together, they head to the lady's house. On the way, the woman anxiously asks again whether Mitchell can truly fix her husband's habit. Mitchell confidently replies that she will monitor him until he fixes it completely. When the lady hesitantly asks what she means by that, Mitchell opens the door without hesitation. She thinks that when she used to work at the errand center, she saw drunk fools like this all the time, and now she has plenty of useful skills. The husband demands to know who she is and how she dares to barge into someone else's home. He questions where she lives. Seeing someone resort to violence so easily, Mitchell responds without fear. She grabs a table and throws it at him. The lady, witnessing the entire situation, shouts in utter confusion as chaos erupts inside the house. Mitchell receives another request to change a husband's violent habit. To test the energy efficiency of the skill she plans to use for the job, she locks the man inside a sauna until he faints. She coldly observes the process, using him as a subject while she experiments with her freezing skill. She pushes the limits of her ability, deliberately applying it repeatedly to understand its consequences. In the original work, consecutive use of skills is often referred to as the bloodshed 3 technique. When activating a skill, the first energy consumed is mental power. Once all mental power is exhausted, the body begins to bleed as a warning. If that warning is ignored and the skill continues to be used, the next energy consumed is stamina. When stamina is depleted, the body issues another warning by coughing up blood. If even stamina is entirely used up, the last vital force, life force itself, is consumed as an energy resource. Should that final reserve be exhausted, death inevitably follows. Based on this hypothesis, she evaluates her current condition. So far, the number of times she has coughed up blood while continuously using her freezing skill is 0. This means her energy efficiency is far better than she initially thought. The man shouts when he sees his hands freezing over, demanding to know what kind of insane person would do such a thing. Mitchell calmly observes that he does not appear fully sober yet. Since that is the case, she decides it is time to begin the real work in earnest. The man yells again, asking what all the nonsense from earlier was about. She bluntly reminds him that he should have treated his wife well. He protests that he did nothing wrong. In response, she strikes him again, remarking that he still has not sobered up and can continue babbling if he likes. 10 minutes later, his defiance completely collapses. He begins crying, apologizing repeatedly, swearing that he will never do it again and begging to be spared. Satisfied with the result, Mitchell decides it is enough and demands the first advance payment of 100,000 crowns. The wife hurriedly agrees and says she will prepare it immediately. Before leaving, Mitchell warns the man in advance that she will remain in the neighborhood. If she hears even the slightest rumor of renewed violence, she will return. If he dares to misbehave again, she will not hesitate to kill him. Soon after, the wife arrives with the promised 100,000 crowns. As Mitchell leaves, she tells the woman that if she ever needs anything, she can come and find her anytime. The woman smiles gratefully, thanking her and telling her to take care. A week passes since her first day at the errand center, and everything proceeds uneventfully at first. Before she realizes it, rumors spread throughout the neighborhood, and people from surrounding areas begin coming to her with requests. She resolves various problems, both large and small, and quickly earns 5 million crowns. By frequently using her early key and throw skills while handling incidents, her level rises rapidly. It seems that even skills that quickly raise experience points apply not only to Evan but also to Mitchell. She earns quite a substantial amount of money. Now, however, she needs to focus on finding Titi. She must search carefully and legitimately because she does not know when Titi might be captured and sold. For that purpose, she invests her experience points into healthcare-related abilities. On the surface, it does not look particularly special, but she feels that the speed is not bad at all. Health skills turn out to be more useful than she expected. If things continue like this, she wonders whether she might be able to find Titi within a single day. Suddenly, a notification screen appears, stating that a detection skill has been created. She stares at it in confusion, wondering what this detection skill is and why it has suddenly appeared. Could it be because of Evan's extra skill? She only tries briefly, and the ability is already there. It feels completely unbelievable. When she activates the detection skill, the sensation overwhelms her. She can see the surrounding topography in remarkable detail and even hear the faintest sounds with clarity. Among those sounds is the convenient chirping of birds. She turns her gaze toward one direction, wondering if it is over there. She does not expect to find Titi so quickly, yet luck seems to favor her. Her original purpose is to gain experience, but she also realizes she has never seen any beastmen other than Gret. She feels genuine curiosity. Moreover, unlike Gret, Titi is a major character in the original world. She wonders what he truly looks like in reality. Soon she spots a small bird and stares at it in disbelief. It is entangled in a net. She cannot help thinking how foolish it looks. In the original story, when he was caught in a trap and even kidnapped, the situation felt severe and dramatic. She once thought those incidents were wondrous and significant. Yet now she questions whether it was really because of such simple accidents that he eventually ended up being sold. The trap itself is simplistic. When set in a place where birds frequently pass by, they perch momentarily. However, due to the flimsy tension of the net, they cannot properly take off again. The solution is straightforward: release the net and let it fall to the ground. The problem is that the bird clings to it as though its life depends on it. Still, the situation is convenient for her. Gaining experience through a change in the plot is enough. She approaches and carefully frees him. The moment she resolves the situation, she immediately receives experience points. Satisfied, she assumes they are essentially finished. She tosses the little bird lightly away and bids it farewell, hoping it will avoid getting caught in similar situations in the future. Now the truly important part begins. Ever since the 2 status windows appeared, she has been curious about one thing: where do the plot change experience points go? First, Evan's status window updates, then Mitchell's. She beams inwardly when she sees the increase. It is coming in double, and it feels incredibly satisfying. Her freezing skill advances as well. She mentally notes how she feels. Mining and detecting are necessary skills anyway. The completed standard build would look something like this. She concludes that she is now one step closer to mastering the free spell. Perhaps they only need to change the plot a few more times. However, she soon notices something strange. The bird from earlier keeps lingering nearby. She calls it weird and frowns. Upon closer inspection, she sees that it is injured on its wing, something she failed to notice earlier. Even so, she already spared its life. Does she really need to go as far as treating it? Instead of showing gratitude, it acts like an ungrateful thief, hovering around her persistently. Annoyed, she turns away and tells it that she has had enough. It should leave and stop following her. If she says it clearly, surely it will understand. Even if it is not just a bird but a humanoid beastman, it would not be foolish enough to ignore her words and continue trailing after her. Finally, she returns home. The nanny notices the small bird lingering behind her and asks what that bird is doing there. Mitchell immediately shouts that she already told it not to follow her. From Evan's perspective, she introduces her name as Mitchell before correcting it to Evan Rafe. She happens to be a teenager who ran away from home, although she has planned that she will return home once the sun goes down, but she is still running away from home anyways, though the reason was certainly absurd. Yesterday Titi, the bird she saved from the trap, was not grateful enough and followed after her. Her mother used the medicine on the bird that was hers, which made her more frustrated, thinking that the bird took over her house, and even used the injury as an excuse to monopolize her mother's attention. Her mother liked the bird very much, which irritated her. She turned around and told her mother that she didn't want to know anything and they both can just live happily like that as she decided to leave. Her mother reminded her that she has just come back, so where was she off to all of a sudden? She responded that she was heading to the south. Her mother asked her how can they go to the south, to which she questioned if they share the same blood. Leaving her mother confused, she asked her what did she mean to say by that. Her mother soon bursted out with anger and yelled at her daughter by her full name, questioning if she won't stop right there. She was aware that after getting called by her full name, if she happened to be caught she would surely die, so she decided to save herself and continue to run. That's how she ran away from home. She is aware that this is the second time, but it was not voluntarily. She believes it's not running away as she was planning to go out anyway. A woman notices her and greets her, thanking her for helping her last time. She deep down wonders who is it. Not remembering helping someone, but then is also aware of the fact that she has done so many things so she can barely remember. The woman reminds her that last time after she found her child who ran away from home, her child's habits have completely changed. By this she remembers that this is the person who asked her to find the youngster that ran away from home. She realizes that for the sake of the chore center's reputation it's better that she does not mention that she has run away from home. 2. The woman states that it seems like the javelin she ordered at the blacksmith shop last time is finally finished, asking if they shall go and take a look. However, Mitchell thanks the woman for noticing her and waves her goodbye. She ponders that getting to know people in the village like this also has many good points, and wonders if she shall head there and get the javelin that she had ordered. She reaches the place and takes a good look at the javelin. She tells the shop owner that his personality is completely nonsense, but his things sure are good. He responds that her personality is evil, but she does know how to check things properly. She thinks it's not bad, but if she can get a little discount then it'll be perfect. Thinking that it seems he also liked her compliment, she tells him that she would like a little discount, questioning if that's possible. He smiles, to which she ponders if things keep going like this then negotiating will be easy. However, he kicks her out of the store, yelling at her to never step foot here again. She is aware that she could not do it, wondering why is the shop owner so hot-tempered. As she walks, she thinks that she cannot go home like this as she has just received the javelin, so she has to go find a boat. She then realizes she has other work to do as well, thinking how busy she is. She is issuing a skill assessment certificate to prove that she is someone who will be beneficial to the ship, more like proving her skills. A man begs her to join their guild as an adventurer, as there will be no waste of her skills and talent. However, she tells him that she cannot be an adventurer. He questions her why is that the case. She responds it's because she will be a fisherman, causing her to be totally taken aback. She is aware that after all, if one wants adventures and has a strong desire, then there is nothing as tempted as the sea. She notices a boat and thinks of it as the most modern one. Thomas's perspective. He introduces himself as Thomas Elam, the fisherman. He mentions that today he is going to die by Eleanor's hands, as Evan came saying to him that she is Eleanor's daughter, and secretly climbed onto his boat. He knows her mother warned him that if her daughter gets sunburned on the boat, he'll die. He curses at Mitchell and questions why is she on the boat, stating that if her mother knows this, he will be the one getting killed. She seems pretty invested as she has her eyes stuck on a place, mentioning that 15 degrees to the left, about 500 meters, there's a school of fish, and judging by its size, it's a mackerel. He questions what is that nonsense. Before she shows him a certificate, she questions how does she know it. Before answering to her own question that she has the detection skill. It's the skill certificate that belongs to her. He asks her if this is a skill that has been certified by the Adventures Association. He is totally shocked as he mentions if her detection skill is level 4, it is definitely top-notch grade A, questioning what has she been doing, to which she says she is just a laborer. He commands to quickly turn the boat to the direction she said. It turns out that there is really a pool of fish ahead. Thomas responds, "Of course, that is to be expected with a detection skill of level 4. He then asks her where should they go next. She ponders that this Sundara old man is also an inevitable slave of capitalism. She suddenly flinches and runs ahead, to which Thomas asks her what is she doing. She looks at the sea and asks him how much is the bluefish around here. He asks her why. Before stating it's 10 crowns per kilogram, without thinking twice she tells him she will go catch a bluefish and bring it back, so he should please wait for her. He is totally taken aback and calls her crazy as she jumps down. After a while, she is back on the boat totally exhausted, as she thinks she drank too much sea water. Thomas yells at her, questioning what has gotten into her. Why did she suddenly jump into the sea? She tells him that there was no other choice, to which he asks her what does she mean. She tells him that there was a bluefish, knowing she cannot just pass on these 20,000 crowns. She knows it might have been more expensive if it were Dorado, but today she will just have to be satisfied with this. Moreover, she knows she jumped into a cold sea and almost froze to death, as her cold resistance level 1 skill has been achieved. Since she also acquired the cold resistance skill, she'd say she did pretty well for her first day's catch. Thomas is done with her as he tells her that he thinks he will surely die because of her. She smiles and tells him it's okay as people do not die that easily. He is really anxious, though she asks him that next time they should go even further as she will definitely catch a Dorado next time. He yells at her, questioning if she just said next time, asking if she wishes to never see him ride on a boat again. After a while, they are in the market to sell the blue fish. It happens that today's fish harvest is worth a total large amount of crowns. After hearing that, Thomas tells Mitchell that they shall be together forever, but then thinks it was too much money for that. That afternoon at Evan's house, Thomas asked her mother that isn't it better that he take care of her rather than her working in an unknown place? He tells her mother that he will take good care of her, so next time before he pauses, as the expression on Eleanor's face is very frightening, Eleanor kicks both of them out of the house. That is how Mitchell became a regular crew member on Thomas's boat. She thinks that tomorrow she will definitely catch some mackerel. Eleanor's perspective. Her name is Eleanor Leif. She is the former nanny of the Duke of Nephthys. She is on my way back after giving the young lady a good smack on the back. She knows that fishing is ultimately just a means to get money for tuition fees, but Mitchell ran away from home stating that today she must catch mackerel for sure. Eleanor thought, can't she do it a little moderately? Thinking, what on earth does she do to earn so much money, although she earns an enormous amount? Because of the constant visits from the townsfolk looking for Mitchell, her worries are not easy to contain. One day, even the branch manager of the Adventurers Guild came and begged, asking to please let her register as an adventurer. The Youth Association, the Elderly Association, and even the Women's Association, people of all ages and genders, have been searching for Mitchell, leaving them with no quiet days lately, and on top of that, even kids have been offering money to her. She cannot believe Mitchell would resort to taking advantage of kids for money. It turns out that among the parents in the directory there, Mitchell seems to be known as a babysitter. Surprisingly, all of this happened within just 1 month of living in the directory. Eleanor thinks that she does not know. Compared to when they first met at the Duke's estate, she seems to have grown up decently. She still cannot figure out what is going on in Mitchell's mind. She asks Titi, the bird, if it's weird that she's worried, because she thinks that Mitchell is very nice, to which the bird chirps shockingly. Eleanor thinks that the thing is, it's like Mitchell has become a different person. She used to only see people as things, not as individuals, not even caring about how many people in a family someone might have, and thinks that was not she just a crazy person? The only humans she considered equals were her own parents, the Duke and the Duchess, and she even thought of the royal family as being beneath her. But still, even if it's just out of obligation, would not it be nice to show some respect for someone who raised her for a lifetime? She knows that she used to be like that for sure, but now, her personality has brightened up. She cannot believe that she gets so along with the people in their neighborhood. It really feels like they are going to live a long time. Thinking, was being in prison a turning point in her life? She never thought the day would come when Mitchell would become a decent person. Anyway, she is aware that now she has decided to live her own life, so she will not cause any more trouble, right? At the same time, at the distant sea, Mitchell throws something in the sea. Thomas asks her, what did she just throw? She smiles and tells him it's nothing. He seems taken aback as he questions if that is the case. He wonders, what is this? An unmistakable feeling of unease. It is really nothing special. Back then, when her mother told her to hurry up, she found something. She found a key and they could open the gate. Her mother had told her that if she has found it, she should come on out quickly. The last thing she brought when she left the house, it was the heirloom of Duke Nephthys. Nephthys family? Magic Nephthys. A long time ago, when water was precious, the Nephthys family would create water. They were able to accumulate wealth by selling water in large quantities to the villages that were suffering from drought. This news even reached the ears of Emperor Cromwell. The Nephthys family was appointed as the source of water for the empire, and played a crucial role in supplying water to the capital. So far, this is the story known to the public, but the reality is this. In fact, while digging a well, the Nephthys ancestor discovered a pair of ancient rings. One had the power to absorb anything, the other had the power to expel what was absorbed. The Nephthys family actively utilized these artifacts. Opened the gate by throwing a device that absorbed anything into areas with abundant fresh water, and they would sell the water that the device expelled, amassing great wealth. In other words, the magic Nephthys actually means they achieved everything not with magic skill, but with the water of their artifacts. Furthermore, water pipes were laid throughout the empire 30 years ago, making it impossible to trade water. To continue the legacy of magic Nephthys, they incorporated many wizards into the family, finally giving birth to Mitchell, who possessed magic skills. Anyway, Currently that relic is being cherished as the Nephthys family's treasure, but she left the house. She snatched it sneakily, the ring that absorbs anything. She threw it deep into the sea using a tool. Now if she wears the ring that expels and opens the gate with her freezing skill, seawater will come out as ice cubes. And if she aims well and throws with her throwing skill, a perfect natural harpoon without spending a penny. She seems very excited as she mentions that today they are really going to catch some swordfish. Thomas asks her why is she so excited about catching a swordfish. She responds that they are expensive, and she's going to the academy, but she does not have the money for the tuition fee. Thomas begins to cry as she asks him why is he suddenly crying. He tells her that he did not know she had such circumstances. She tells him that she is a very amazing person. He decides that he will then sail the boat for her every day. With a determined expression, he tells her to come out tomorrow as well. Next day, they are told that typhoon forecast today, so he cannot raise the sail. Both of them are quiet, as they know boat ride everyday disappointment in just one day. She is aware that the application period for the academy is approaching, so she needs to quickly gather money. So today, instead of fishing, she will go mine for mana stones. As she is walking towards the place, she notices that it seems like most of the mana stones have already been mined in the safe zone. She wonders if she should go a bit deeper before she notices a man. She calls out to him and tells him it's been a long time. She calls him Gertrude. He stares at her, to which she questions why is he staring at her like that. He states that humans really grow up fast. She responds that she is an exceptional. He tells her that she is a fast-growing girl, mentioning that she has become much stronger compared to before and asks her if it is alright. Can he touch her? She notices the animal behind him, wondering where is that animal sound coming from. He tells it that it is okay. She realizes it is a white fox. The fox is growing as Gertrude tells the fox that Mitchell does not misunderstand such things. The fox seems angry towards Gertrude as she wonders if the fox is apologizing as Gertrude asks to touch her body or something. She understands because of his taming skill, and it seems like Gertrude is having a conversation with the fox. She tells the fox that it is okay. She mentions that the growth rate is impressive and asks Gertrude if he wants to explore muscles. He tells her yes. It mentions that she certainly understands. She questions if he is curious about whether the reason she became stronger is physical training or related skills. He responds yes, that is right. She gives him the permission to touch her. He grabs her arm and takes a good look. He notices that seeing that the muscles are not sticking, it seems to be the effect of before. He pauses and questions why did she come today. He's aware that she's truly born to be a miner. She came to mine for gems. He tells her that there are only a few mana stones left ahead. Going further in, she won't be able to handle it. She tells him that it is okay. She will only mine for today and won't come again. He questions what as he is taken aback before he tells her he understands. She knows it is a bit hard to understand this time as the fox is noisy. Gertrude tells Fox there is a way. She wonders in the middle of this he understood. Seems like a cat whisperer. He then looks at her and asks her where should he go to meet her. She asks he means that he wants to come to visit her. He responds yes. She shows him the location of her house. The fox ponders that he got it and that it is a success. The fox name is Hubert. He is the White Fox's envoy, and the son of the regent and the representative of the 120th generation king. There is a long story behind why he as the regent's representative is here today with his father. A few days ago at the Beast King's tower, his father mentioned that he is going to meet Mitchell again today. His father has been meeting a woman for several days. He has never seen such a thing in his 120 years of life, perhaps for the first time in 500 years of his father's life. He thought that this is intriguing. He asked his father what kind of woman is her. His father responded that he met her when he went to feed the demon beast. The human named Evan Rafe, that father mentioned, was an equally strange woman. She not only mined mana stones around the mine where demons crawled, but she also did not shrink back even in the presence of the dignified Beast King. They even shared lunch, and she immediately understood father's words. He thought that this is just unbelievable as father lacks eloquence, so mimicking his speech is difficult. Father complained about the trembling behavior of a village maiden, so if this woman values her life, she will avoid father from now on. Or so he thought. But last night he called out to his father. As his father said, it has been days since Evan came to mine for mana stones, to which he wondered if that was the reason that he skipped his meal because of that woman. Now that it has come to this, no matter how pitiful the woman is, there is nothing that he can do. He decided that he will do whatever it takes to bring that woman and father together. He was just about to set out to catch Evan with father. But to his perspective, Mitchell seems pretty scary. He looks at her as she wonders what is with this pressure, and he cannot believe that this is a 17-year-old human woman. He knows that she is lying, as even a top-notch warrior would not exude such a sinister aura. At this point it is mana stones that she is mining, not demon heads. It is a relief that she is not here for anything more. He guesses she has about 3 ultra-rare skills, plus there's a faint magical aura she emits. If she is like this at 17, how much stronger will she get as he grows? He knew, as expected, his father's eyes are accurate. This woman named Evan is the perfect companion for him. She is qualified to be the mother of 1,000,000 demon beasts. She tells Gertrude that is her home. The fox thinks to be able to recognize a potential mother at a glance. Father is truly a person to be respected. The humiliation and disgrace he has received for not having a mother is now over. He decides that he will support his father with all his power. Mitchell looks at the fox, wondering why is he giggling like that. She tells Gertrude that, by the way, he's not using the term honey anymore. He responds that he scolded his son for not feeling any physical pain. She pondered that he was like that at home too. That evening at Beast King's tower, Hubert tells his father that here is his outfit. He asks his father to wear this when visiting Mitchell's house. His father mentions that is a ceremonial robe. Hubert states that he should at least try to look young and pretty. Hubert knows that Mitchell looked shabby but had an incredibly beautiful face. No matter how one looks at it, his father doesn't age according to human standards. But at this rate it's impossible for her to be a stepmother, let alone a lover. Hubert tells his father to make sure he brings a gift. It should be something expensive. Gertrude questions why go to such lengths. Hubert asks his father if he has forgotten. He states that her mother is at that house, and in the human world such manners are important. His father then wonders if that is what is called manners. He has no information at all, wondering what should he prepare. But if she has a similar personality to Mitchell, Gertrude decides that he will bring something expensive. Hubert tells him that he will prepare something expensive. He knows that surely there cannot be another human like that in the world. Next day at Mitchell's house, her mother notices the weather. She tells Mitchell that it's a storm on the day of her appointment. It'll be difficult for her friend to come in such a weather. Mitchell responds no, he will come. She is aware that although it has only been 2 months since they have met, Gertrude does not seem to look like he is going to cancel the appointment. It's particularly because she had expectations for this first appointment with her first friend. She realizes that her friend has came. Mitchell asks him to step in as her mother thinks that she surely has gotten weird friends. Gertrude does not seem in a good mood as her mother asks him what's going on. Is he okay? Mitchell notices his clothes. Her mother asks her to get him inside. Mitchell tells him that he is dressed so fancy. Her mother knows that is not the issue here. Gertrude states that his son insisted that he wear this. Her mother says that there's the same type of nobles over there too. Eleanor questions how can a young nobleman like him already have a son? Mitchell tells her mother that Gertrude is a beast folk. Her mother realizes and says of course he is her friend, so he cannot be ordinary. He ponders that there is strangely insulting feeling about that. Eleanor invites him in. Mitchell looks at his clothes and wonders how come he is not soaked at all in this weather, wondering if it's related to his skills. After some time, Gertrude gives them the gift, mentioning that this is something his son told him to take as a gift. It's a fabric of strong defensive material. Eleanor mentions that he has bought so much. Mitchell sees that her mother seems very eager to receive this, isn't she? Gertrude hopes that she likes it. Eleanor mentions that the fabric is really pretty, it would be perfect for a school uniform. Mitchell mentions that she only wear clothes made in Lionel's workshop, Empire's top-class workshop. Eleanor then asks her what about the clothes that she is wearing right now. She responds that honestly she thinks it's more like rags than clothes. Her mother gets angry at her, telling her that someone sewed it. Gertrude ponders that her mother seems to have a similar personality to Mitchell. Eleanor tells him that it seems like he can sleep here since it's storming outside. He responds that he has to go back home since his son is waiting at home for him. Eleanor asks him if his son is still very young. He responds no, he just became an adult. Eleanor wonders, a literal adult? Eleanor mentions that the beast nobleman looks really young. Mitchell looks at the bird and questions why did it come out again. Eleanor becomes excited, mentioning that Titi is here too. Gertrude questions Titi. Eleanor mentions that this is the name of the sparrow and realizes that she forgot to introduce herself. She understands that she forgot to greet him properly and tells him that her name is Eleanor Leif. He tells her that he was late with the greetings too. He decides to introduce himself properly. He mentions that he is the Beast King Gertrude. Her mother is totally taken aback before she yells, "What does he mean?" Her mother takes the bird away as Mitchell asks him if he is saying that he is one of the 4 demon kings, the Beast King. He responds that is right. She points at him, questioning if he means that he is the mechanical king, the luminous king, the Dragon King, and the Beast King. He responds that she is knowledgeable among the 4 demon kings. He is the Beast King. She ponders that she realizes that he is the Beast King, and with a similar way of speaking, she thought it was a trend in the Beast Man world or something, but what if Gertrude is the best king? Then she wonders what happened to the original Beast King from the original story. She asks him, is not the Beast King supposed to be a fox? Suddenly she's using a formal language. He tells her that is because his son is playing the role of the Beast King in public. She questions why would he do such a thing, mimicking even the way of speaking, that there is a reason for it and he will not say it unless she changes that turtle-like tone of hers. She changes it and asks him to tell her. He states that it happened about 200 years ago. He asks her if she is aware about what kind of creature the Dragon King is like. She responds like a dragon giant reptile. He tells her exactly. She wonders what does he mean by exactly. She questions what does he mean before she thinks about it. She questions if he's complaining because he's a reptilian beast folk and he's similar to the Dragon King. He tells her that when someone came to the Beast King's tower and caused trouble because of the overlap, he got annoyed and just created Hubert as a substitute. She wonders if there is such a guy. He asked to change the Beast King just for such a reason. Gertrude mentions that he said he wants the new Beast King to use the same unique tone as his. She questions, is that guy crazy? She feels like her head hurts, wondering why is not there a normal person here. Eleanor tells her it is not something she should be saying. Mitchell thinks that she should just forget it and let's just forget everything, like if the characters overlap between the Dragon King and the Beast King. If the newly adult 100 Fox imitated his father's tone and spoiled the concept, she did not hear anything. She knows that Gertrude is the beast man she met when she went to the quarry for the first time. He is her first friend she made here, and that is all that matters. She knows her friend speaks in a strange tone and is actually old, but he's handsome. She tells Gertrude that they should have their meal now. Eleanor asks him if beast folk gentlemen handle spicy food well, as Mitchell prefers spicy, sour, and salty food. Go ahead and enjoy it, and if it's not enough he should just say so. Michael seems hungry as she says she'll eat well. Gertrude mentions this is more like poison than food. Eleanor becomes angry thinking of hitting him before Mitchell tells her that she should hold on as he is the Beast King and she should remember that. She knows before Mom gets more upset she should just send him back quickly as they might end up causing a big accident if this continues. Mitchell asks Gertrude if he could leave now and meet again next time. He tells her that now that he thinks about it, his son asked him to come and tell her something. She questions, what did he say? Eleanor mentions they shall hear what kind of nonsense his son said. Gertrude mentions that he wants to formally propose a relationship with Evan Rafe, talk for a while before she decides that she should just take calm, wondering if this is a proposal just for friendship or is it a setup for a lover. Eleanor is ready to beat him up before Mitchell asks her to hold on a moment. Mitchell tells him if that relationship means just being friends, she already considers him as her friend and it is an unnecessary proposal. He responds if that is the case, then that is a relief. He then says that he would like to make a proposal again. He states that ultimately he wishes to mate with her. The plot has changed slightly and she is awarded 10,000 experience point. The king proposed mating, but the plot has changed slightly. The verdict is a bit salty, but who cares? Free is free. Mitchell tells her mom to just wait a moment as her mom is full of anger, wanting to beat him. Michelle glares at him, knowing that they should talk about this later and he should just leave quietly now, thinking that he should at least have this much sense. He gets a connection error and tells her he will come back to play again later, to which Eleanor becomes really angry, questioning, did he just say that he will come back again, asking him to get out of here right now? And so her mom repelled the king with a broom. She guessed that she should not tease mom anymore. It's the night time. Mitchell is thinking of changing the plot of the book in order to earn experience, but suddenly she is getting 10,000 experience points at once. Eleanor yells at him what does he mean he wants to be with Mitchell. She beats him as he tells her that he is not a jerk but he is King Gertrude. Mitchell knows that mom freaked out. Anyone would be upset if their beloved daughter-in-law was targeted by a pedophile. Mitchell thinks that I didn't think Gertrude's offer was bad. She didn't mean to say that she wanted to have sex with Gertrude, it's just that she gained experience from that bombshell announcement. Since both status windows only have normal skills, it's a lot but let's use it all up before it turns to crap. Early kick level 10, detection level 10, taming level 10, rise and fall level 10, throw level 10, health level 10. She is aware that she has used up all her experience points. She knows that she leveled up more skills than she thought. She notices something before she realizes that she is feeling dizzy, causing her to wonder why is it happening. She feels like ringing in her ears. She looks at the status window and wonders why is she getting so many notifications at once. She notices it is the level, and there are leveling skills options. Right then the director of the Nephthys Direct Information Gathering Agency steps in. He mentions that they have found Lady Michelle's whereabouts. His Highness asks if that is true, questioning where is his daughter Michelle now. He is Duke Nephthys, Philaret Nephthys. He has been given the report. It is said that she is hiding in her nanny's hometown. He questions if that means she is with Eleanor. They have the pictures of her. He looks at them as he questions if she is healthy, right? How can one tell that she is his daughter as he has never seen this country bumpkin before? So what is this last picture? The attendant tells him to take a closer look, as that country bumpkin is indeed her lady. He finds it ridiculous, questioning why would his elegant and beautiful daughter look like this. The attendant remains shells. Maybe she disguised herself on purpose to hide her identity. As if it was a problem that she leveled up too many skills at once, as the trembling won't stop. She tells her mom that she cannot take it anymore as her mom stares at her. She realizes this is a sudden death. At the same time in Nephthys Duchy, his duke mentioned, by the way, no matter how capable their daughter is, it would be difficult for her to raise all the tuition money herself. If they support her with too much money, it might raise suspicions, so he should find a way to support her through the Adventurers Guild. The attendant states that however it happens that she has already raised half of the tuition money. And at this rate, it seems that she will be able to raise all of the tuition money soon. This makes the Duke taken aback. He questions, is not his daughter a genius? The attendant agrees with him. He becomes really happy, saying that her daughter is a genius at transformation as well. The attendant ponders that he cannot really do anything with this foolish laughter. He tells the Duke that according to the information he obtained from the head of the Adventurers Guild in the Elam branch, it seems that she is currently staying in Elam and saving up for her academic tuition. He states that is his daughter for sure, as graduating from the academy is the easiest way to regain her noble status. The Royal Crowell Academy is a prestigious institution, and just to get into it is considered an achievement, but they are also known for their special privilege. The Scholastic Department, where the knowledge seekers of the Empire gather, the Combat Technique Department, where physically elite individuals pass through, and even the Magic Department, where various types of archmages are trained. In these three departments were starlight talents. Those who are ranked first and second in each department will be given the title of nobility. So his poor daughter, she must have decided to enter the academy with the ambition to regain her lost noble status. He knows she refused to rely on Nephthys' power and decided to stand up again solely on her own strength. He begins to cry, thinking that how could his daughter be so smart, so opportunistic, and so good at everything? Thanking his poor daughter, how can she be suffering at the hands of the incompetent royal family? She's such a great child, and she might be a little bit awkward when it comes to love, but wouldn't it be a blessing for the powerless prince to have a daughter like theirs? And besides, it would be great for the imperial family to have a relationship with the Nephthys family, so why did they sentence her to death? He knows he will pay them back for this debt someday. He mentions that Mitchell will have her own thoughts on this matter, so Nephthys will only support her in situations where it is truly necessary. In the meantime, they should prepare Prince Cian as a gift for Mitchell to reward her for her hard work. The attendant tells him that the young lady has already rejected him, so how can they do it again? His father mentions they will brainwash her or something. There are many ways, questioning why is he asking him this question when he already knows the answer. The attendant wonders if he is really her father. He responds that he understands. The next day, Mitchell's young brother, Lael Nephthys, calls out to his father asking him if it is true that his sister is going to enter the academy. His father tells him yes, that is surely the case. The son looks at his father and seeing him very happy makes him feel good, thinking that it is good to see his father finally regain his composure. He feels so glad that he has the opportunity to see his respected sister again. And he's going to enter the academy too, and be with his sister. And just like that, they'll be the way they were back home. Tell him to get out of the way, as he would say that she is calling his name the wrong way. He would correct his name, telling her that it is not Roval but Lael. He remembers that she told him to get out of here because his presence is even offensive to him. The other time she called him Leon, to which he was like, not even one letter is right. He remembers that even though she has not remembered his name for 15 years, it does not matter. As she too, his sister, has her own flaws. He tells his father that he wishes to enter the academy too, and asks him that he should please go ahead and hire him a private tutor. His father chuckles as he questions if the son is talking about his main subject, and if that is the case then surely he will go ahead and hire him a private tutor. The son becomes really excited as he decides that he will go and study right now. His father looks at his son as he thinks to be a role model for him, even from far away. His daughter is really amazing. He knows that his daughter, even though this father is far away, he will always support her, so she should always be healthy and happy. Meanwhile, in her house, she feels like she's going to die as she's taking rest on her bed. Her eyes feels like she is really sleepy. She stares at the ceiling as she becomes aware that what happened is that she collapsed. Her mother is sitting right next to her. She calls out to her mom as she flinches and asks her out. Eleanor questions if she is back to her conscience. Right then, Thomas also appears with the bird. He seems pretty shocked and startled as he questions if Mitchell woke up. Even the bird and Thomas and Eleanor, all of them stare at her with worrisome look. Thomas tells her that she was fine after falling into the sea in the middle of winter, so why is she suddenly spitting up blood and causing a scene? Her mother questions how is her body feeling right now. She blames it all on her father and curses him, saying that it is all because of him, that she's in shock. Mitchell tries her best to speak, though she knows that it would be really nice if all of them can leave quietly. Mitchell is feeling dizzy. She thinks to herself that from now on, she should not raise her skills without thinking like this, because no matter how much she grows, if she dies, it will still be in vain. She sees a window notification as she wonders what it is as it came right after she came to her senses. She thinks the charisma of a noble and the charisma of a beast. Is it because of Mitchell's fusion skill that this option appears? She is aware that first of all, the charisma of a noble man can be seen in her name. It is a 100% enhanced version of nobility. Even now, the way she speaks is like this because of that skill, and if it gets any worse, her social life at the academy will be a mess. She imagines herself greeting people like nice to meet you nobles who suck the blood of the people. She then thinks, so what is left is the charisma of the beast. She realizes it also has an ominous name. Still, she is aware no matter what it must be with the letters King or Huang attached to it, it's better than the characteristics of being treated like a superior. She decides to click on the beast's charisma. She believes that the charisma of the beast is the best. She then wonders if it is time to test this now. She thinks that she should say she is going crazy so they should be quiet, being aware that if she succeeds in this, she can lead a normal social life. She calls out to her mom as her mom questions if she needs anything. She tells her mom to stop being noisy and shut up. Both Thomas and her mom are at a loss of words. She realizes that she lost it. Her mother tells her that they were very noisy, right? So she's leaving now, and if she needs anything, she can call her. Mitchell curses the system window. She wonders why she is speaking more harshly than before. She then sees the level 1 description, which is she does not listen to those who are weaker than her. It has the effect of intimidating beasts. She questions what is added if the description comes first before the skill. She is getting a headache, but she continues to think that before that, this is also a skill. It takes mental energy to learn. She finds it so annoying as she mutters it out. Her mother listens to it. Both she and Thomas are startled. Mitchell tells herself to come back to her senses. According to her mom, the second time she blacked out, it was said that beast men, who are presumed to Gret's friends, visited. Among them, the spider beast man looked at her, stating that Hubert is going to make a fuss. She said that and left the gift. She does not know why, but the tiger beast came to her excitedly when she was sick, and said let us wait and see as he turned and walked away. She thinks to herself that Gert seems to have a lot of friends, perhaps because he has a good personality. He is a total extrovert. She is aware that her only friend here is Gert. She knows he said that but did not even come in person to see her. She tells herself that she needs to stop thinking about random things and go out and make money. As she decides to step out, her mother calls out to her asking where is she going when she is not feeling well. She responds she's going to catch Tuna. As she is walking outside, she thinks to herself that she saved up about half of the entrance fee, but it is still far from enough. She knows that first of all today she will go to her uncle and find out the departure time. Right then she feels something as she turns around and notices a person attacking her. She dodges the attack as the person becomes frustrated, questioning how did she notice. It is the tiger beast. She seems surprised by her speed and power, wondering if this really is her body. She thinks that her reflexes are insane, wondering if that is because of the newly acquired skills. The tiger beast man tells her that indeed, she is doing quite well. She then focuses on him as she looks at the pattern and tail, wondering if this is a tiger beast. She understands that it looks like he is Gert's friend who visited when she was sick. She wonders what does he know and thinks since he attacked first she will also attack. She uses the throwing ice skill. He suddenly becomes worried, trying to dodge her attack. She thinks since she used water drawn from the artifacts rather than water made from mana, wondering if it consumes less mental power. However, she is aware it is impossible to fight for a long time with a body that has not fully recovered. She decides that now she should finish this slowly and launches another attack. The tiger beast tells her to not look down on him, questioning if she thinks she can defeat him with this kind of toy. Right then she runs to him with maximum speed. She ponders right when he knows it, it's in front of him. It attacks him. He falls down on the ground. He mentions that she's a lot more than he thought. She looks down on him as she questions quite what. After a while he is laughing. He mentions that he has lost and he has no choice but to admit it, causing her to be confused. She punches him, asking him what is he admitting to. She also tells him to explain it properly. He apologizes to her, mentioning that since Hubert was making such a fuss about Her Majesty the Queen Mother, he came to see her out of curiosity. She asks him if by Hubert he means to say Gert's son. He responds yes, that is right. He also states if she's a queen who enjoys fighting like this, he also welcomes it. She makes it clear to him, stating that she doesn't know what he is talking about, but she is not the queen. He tells her no way, as there is no one like their queen, Her Majesty the Queen. She again repeats that she is not the queen. He then gives her something, mentioning this is a small but welcome gift, and says he will see her later. Then he still calls her the queen. Tells him that she is not the queen, but he leaves. She looks at the gift as she seems really frustrated, questioning what on earth is that guy doing. She opens the gift and sees something like a crystal. After a while in the Adventurer Guild, the salesperson tells her it is the core of a demonic beast and he will give her 10 million crowns for it. As she thinks he was a very generous bastard, like that with the money earned from selling the demonic beast's core. Even after taking one step closer to achieving the entrance fees, as usual, she worked at the errand center. One day while fishing, she even ends up fainting. However, she finally got Tuna, realizing that she made a fortune. Everyone becomes really happy that she sang a Tuna song and ended up catching it. Thomas congratulates her and asks her if she can go to the academy now. She thinks to herself, just how much trouble did she have to go through to catch this one fish? She knows that if she sells this now, she can go to the academy. She has tears in her eyes as Thomas asks her why she is crying on this good day. She coughs up blood as Thomas is suddenly shocked. He is unable to take hold of the situation as he questions why is she vomiting blood again. She achieves the academy entrance fee in 3 months. She opens her eyes, noticing the ceiling. She ponders that the ceiling is so familiar. She remembers catching Tuna on her uncle's boat. She guesses that she passed out right away because she overexerted herself. She wonders if they were the one who brought her here. She thinks to herself that the people of this village are so talkative and unnecessarily friendly. She finds it such a shame to leave. She really wants to live here with her mom forever, but the deadline for day and application submission deadline are just around the corner. Moreover, by this time, the rumor that she had a lot of money would have spread throughout the neighborhood. If this happens, her mother could be in danger too, so it would be better to pay the entrance fee quickly. She knows that she will still worry about her mom while she is away. Since she go fishing, there is no one to stay with her all the time. She then notices the bird sleeping as she wonders why is the bird sleeping. Her wings have already healed a long time ago, but it seems like she has no intention of going back. She then thinks about it, thinking that this bird is also a beast, right? She wonders why did not she think of this before. A beast man would be stronger than a middle-aged woman anyway. She knows it will be enough to protect her mom. She grabs the bird and tells it to stop crying and open her mouth. She tells the bird that she knows that the bird is aware that she knows about it being a beast man. She tells the bird that if she does not change within 5 seconds, she will kill her. She starts scolding before the bird changes her form, asking her to not do that. It is a girl as she starts crying, saying that she's sorry for staying quiet for so long. She is not wearing any clothes as she asks her to please just cover her. Mitchell notices her, thinking she looks like 10 years old. She covers her and tells her that there is nothing to be sorry about, as when she goes to the academy, she cannot come here except during vacation, so she'll have to take care of her mom in the meantime. She also tells her if she refuses, then she will break the seal of the human-friendly Beast Man village, and because of that she will write a poster on the bulletin board in her hometown saying that she ran away out of fear of being punished and was caught in a trap. This scares her as she questions how did she know it. She was from a human-friendly Beast Man village near Ilum. Even if they are friendly to humans, in the end the Beast Man was just one of the members of the demon tribe. Most humans have ostracized and discriminated against beast men. The Ilum people make sure that the nearby beasts don't harm them. She does not really care, but perhaps it is humans who reject beast men who pass by, as there was a barrier set up to prevent the beast man from attacking the village. That is how important the barrier is. She knows the brat who punched her while fooling around is none other than Titi, and who ran away from the village and was caught in a trap. The story about this warrior began known, so she remembers it vividly because it was around episode 290, right before Titi died. Mitchell tells her that she will take care of the house while she's away, and she knows what will happen if her mom gets hurt, right? Titi agrees to it, and in her mind, she seems pretty happy. She thinks that it worked, thinking she thought she would not be able to return because the village barrier was destroyed, but now that she's here, she'll have to reveal her identity to her mom and live with her forever. She runs to Eleanor and calls her mom. Eleanor becomes shocked, yelling that there is a thief. Titi seems hurt that Eleanor did not even listen to her. Mitchell states she's going to leave her while she goes to the academy. Eleanor goes to her, telling her she almost got her head smashed without even knowing that. Mitchell thinks that she was worrying about her mother for no reason. She knows that is how her mother gave birth to 2 daughters in 3 months. She goes out as she is aware today is the day that Gert invited her to the Beast King's tower as a thank you for inviting him last time. This time, he said, he would treat her. She thinks it was disappointing not to see her nose bleed after falling, but she knows the timing is perfect. She is aware that she should say hello and let him know that she will be leaving soon. She calls out to Gert and questions if he came to greet her. He looks at her as she questions if he got home safely last time. She questions why did he come this far to meet her. He does not know how to respond before he extends his hand. He asks her to hold his hand. She's totally taken aback before she questions what does he mean to say. Does he mean to walk hand in hand? He becomes embarrassed before he tells her he does not mean that, stating that beast men born in the Beast Men Tower can use the return skill, so if she can come with him, she can get to the tower in one go. She understands it, then she mentions if that were the case, there was no need to be embarrassed as he has touched her body before too. He says that he does not know why he did that either. She then grabs onto his hand questioning if she can just hold it like this. He states yes, and this is her first time so she might feel dizzy so she should close her eyes. She then closes her eyes for a moment before she opens it. She finds herself in a different location. He tells her that this is the top floor of the Beast King's tower. She is totally shocked as she questions if this is for real. She knows it is the Beast King Tower. The Tiger Beast Man and White Fox Beast Man she saw last time were all here. She notices the top, finding it luxurious and thinks everyone is gorgeous. Right then, she suddenly feels like it stinks as she calls out to Gert. He asks her why is she calling him as she tells him she needs to go to the bathroom. He tells her it is over there as she runs to the washroom wondering what is that smell as her nose feels like it is rotting. She knows it seems to be the smell of rotting meat, beasts, and other different smells wafting from the tower. Her senses are sensitive thanks to her superhuman skills. He can hear them having a conversation as the tiger beast asks isn't she too sensitive as questioning if it smells too much? The other one is embarrassed as stating that she said before to remodel and then call her. Hubert always said that he smelled it. They probably do not know because they are used to it. Gert becomes really embarrassed as he wonders if it really smells to the extent of throwing up like that. He calls out to Even and tells her to get out now. Right then Hubert appears and takes her out while calling his father an idiot. He runs from the tower while apologizing to Evan, telling her he is sorry for calling her without any preparation and asking her to wait for a minute. Meanwhile, she is feeling very dizzy. In the end, she got off halfway and vomited. Hubert asks her if she's okay. She responds that she is fine. She thinks now that she has gotten off and breathed fresh air, she's feeling a little better. Hubert apologizes to her, telling her his father did not ask her to leave because he disliked her. She tells him she knows as he said he would call her back later, so he told her to go back for today. Hubert becomes startled, questioning how did she know. She tells him that is because he has no reason to be mean to her. She already knows his personality so she will not misunderstand anything just because of the tone of his voice. She knows. When she came out, she saw that he looked shocked. She wonders if he heard anything. Hubert tells her he will invite her again once he finishes remodeling and he will get rid of the smell. She tells him all right before she wonders. Wait a minute, her back is bent over. She realizes the charisma of the beast is not activated, which means this guy is stronger than her. Thinking no wonder he is the Beast King's representative. Hubert states that he is glad she did not misunderstand. She is aware she could not even bow her head to Uncle Thomas as it was her limit. Hubert took her back near her house and then returned to the power. It was only after seeing his back that she realized it. She went to see Gert for the last time today to say goodbye. That night in her house, she pondered to herself that Gert will probably be hesitant to see her until the tower is fixed, so she guesses she can just leave a letter for him through Titi. She has also packed all her luggage that she needs to take with her to the capital, and she has already bought a horse, so she is all set. She thinks she will have to leave home tomorrow early in the morning if she wants to get to the capital, to make her school uniform and earn some money. She knows when she is in the academy, she won't be able to see her mom for a while, so she takes the pillow and runs to her mom. She decides that she is going to sleep with her mom today. She sleeps hugging her mom as in the middle is Titi, who thinks it's her spot. Her mother wishes for her to sleep soundly. The next day, as it is time for her to embark, her mother tells her to take her words to heart. She states that she should always take care of herself and she should eat well and take her medicine regularly since she has been fainting a lot these days. If the noble kids bother her, she should tell them that she is Nephthys' successor and smooth things over. Mitchell tells her mom that if she does that, she'll be kicked out. Her mother states even so, it is not good for her health to hold it in, to just smooth things over, stating that she is good at it. Mitchell responds, her mom really knows her the best. Mitchell then calls out to Titi. She gives her the installment ledger, mentioning that when it is time for the clients to pay, she should collect the payments properly and also conduct a patrol to ensure the after-sales service has no problems. She asks her if she can entrust this to her. Titi wonders what kind of life has her sister led. Mitchell tells her mom that she will come during vacation. Her mother wishes her best of luck. Thomas and the villagers are standing to say her goodbye. With tears in his eyes, Thomas tells her to make sure she passes the academy and comes back. He calls her the pride of their village. The other villagers wish her to have a good trip and to please register with the Adventurers Guild when she goes to the capital, as well as asking her to come play again when she's on vacation. Mitchell seems emotional as she thinks everyone came out to see her off, thinking she guessed she has worked hard in this neighborhood. She thanks Uncle Thomas and the sailors, as well as the blacksmith and the Adventurers Guild people, and errand clients and whatnot. Everyone came to see her off after hearing that she was going to the capital. She knows she should at least give them a sincere thank you. She thanks them for coming all the way here. Thomas knows even in the end, she cannot even fix her habit of saying things. She knows she has said her goodbye and gets on the horse. She mentions that you come back during the vacation and everyone until then should stay healthy. Her mother had stirs in her eyes as she tells her to come back healthy. Mitchell thinks that she feels like she's going to cry because her mom is crying. She wonders if she should leave tomorrow and have a little conversation, but she knows that is wrong and starts riding the horse. She is aware she has not even left, so she should not have a weak heart as a few months will pass by in no time. She tells herself to not be sentimental. After setting out like that, she ran almost non-stop thanks to her riding skill. The saddle was so comfortable that she almost fell asleep while riding. As she went along, she robbed any bandits she passed by, so she was able to avoid getting bored and prevent drowsy driving. After 4 days, she notices something as she wonders, is that a town over there? She wonders if she already arrived at the capital of the Crowl Empire. Crown Police. Upon arriving in the capital, she decided to proceed with the most essential tasks first. First, she would sell the horse and pack her belongings at the inn, and then, most importantly, make her uniform with the fabric Gert gave her. She thinks it has been a while since she has done this. She says goodbye to her raggedy clothes. In Ronell's clothing store, this was a clothing store that Mitchell frequented. They mainly made clothes that were stylish, beautiful, and comfortable, so they were popular in the first place. The number of branches increased considerably as rumors spread that the successor of the Nephthys was a regular customer. She thinks that there is one problem, that is that the reservation line was long and the price has gone up since it became famous. She wonders if she should cause a scene and say that she is the successor of Nephthys like her mother said. As she steps in, a woman looks at her and calls her a peddler, telling her that she cannot come in here with those shabby clothes. She tells Michelle to get out of here right now before Mitchell throws a dagger towards her, scaring her. The woman asks her what is she doing before Mitchell states she is not a peddler but a customer. The woman states that she is going to call the guards before Mitchell tells her to call them, as the academy has extraterritorial rights, so she will not be punished for killing her. The woman then asks, so she's an academy student, but then states what can she do when she's dressing like a peddler. Mitchell punches her, asking her to call her manager. The woman leaves to call for the manager and asks her to have some tea and wait. Michelle knows she got a little angry and just threw her dagger, realizing that she has a bit of a temper. She knows that even though this place is always busy, she has to move her reservation up, but she accidentally caused a scene as soon as she came in. She thinks since she caused a scene anyway, should she try to blackmail them? She suddenly got a prison resistance scale as she thinks no way the clerk put poison in the tea she gave her. She is thankful for her as she made her make a weapon like this without even knowing. The manager appears and greets her, asking her what brought her today to their clothing store. The manager thinks that she can sense something suspicious. Mitchell tells her for now, just to give her one packaging box. She's told that they are a clothing store, not a general store, asking if she came to the wrong place by mistake. Mitchell mentions that the woman behind her put poison in her tea, so she should pack it nicely in the box and take it to the guards, as she will file a complaint and have them punished. The manager asks her if that is true. As the woman says, it is not poison, it is just a little laxative in it because she was angry. Laxatives are considered poison too. Mitchell stands up and takes the cup, mentioning if she doesn't give her the box she will just take it to the guards like this before the manager asks her to calm down, stating there is no way their employee would do that. Mitchell mentions a precious drop has been spilled before. The manager states all right, she will do anything that she wants. Mitchell realizes that she got her. She tells the manager if she says so she has no choice and asks her if she can make her a Crowell Academy uniform as quickly as possible and in the highest quality. Mitchell gives her the fabric as the manager is totally shocked, stating that this fabric is of the highest quality. She mentions it must have been tough to find and asks her how did she get it. Mitchell Bonders looked at how her attitude shifts. She thinks that all craftsmen are the same. She wonders if it is such a good fabric. Mitchell tells her that she got it as a gift from a friend near the Beast King's tower. The manager tells her that she has got a good adventurer friend. It is such high quality stuff and she could make it into clothes without using a blade. Mitchell asks her if that is the case. She wonders if the manager means to say it is that good of a fabric. The manager tells her, however, because the fabric is strong, the needle won't go in that easily, so they have to use an artifact and it is a bit expensive, so the price will be a bit higher. As she said, she wants to get it quickly, right? Mitchell asks her how will it cost then. The manager questions how long has she been thinking about. Mitchell tells her to not be a RIP off and tell her directly. The manager states it is going to cost 10 million crowns. Mitchell thinks to herself that 10 million crowns is practically her life savings. They even ignore the reservation turn number and make clothes, so she guesses she'll have to endure this. She responds, alright then, she's going to pay in full. The manager states their customer is so generous. She also states she will consider that the store clerk's attempted poisoning never happened. The clerk thanks her, before Mitchell tells the clerk that instead she should drink it to destroy any evidence of poisoning that happened here. She has to drink all that is left in this teacup. The clerk looks at the manager, but the manager ignores her. She thinks to herself, this is the diarrhea medication. She just has to take it in one shot and is trembling as she looks at the cup, so the clerk drank the tea in one shot with diarrhea medicine in it. The clerk went straight to the bathroom. She did not see her until she left the shop. The manager said she would make the school uniform before the entrance ceremony. She told her that she had taken out 17 bandits on her way to the capital. She locked herself in the sewing room, promising to have it ready in a week. There is only a month and one half until the intern ceremony, but they made it so quickly, and as expected of the manager, she never disappoints. She steps out, knowing that she's leaving the school uniform in her hands, and now next is sorting out living expenses. In the Imperial Crowell Academy, the Dean of Imperial Crowell Academy seems really frustrated. He is frustrated because of the Duke of Nephthys, questioning what on earth did he send him? In the letter it is written that it has been a while. And how has he been? It looks like they even appointed him as the dean. If we read the details he wrote in the letter, he is willing to make any amount of donation to help the academy. He is aware that there is nothing ordinary about the letters that the Duke sent him. Even just looking at this one looks suspicious. Besides, he wrote that first of this year he is enrolling a peerless beauty named Evan Rafe, and if he does not cooperate, he will kill him. The dean wonders that this is the first time he has heard of that name, wondering if she is some hidden daughter. He also thinks, how can this country kid be a peerless beauty? Thinking what is wrong with the dude who is so into looks that he is practically judging someone by their looks. He is aware that the dude he knows has not spared a glance for anyone less than 10 seconds since his school days. He picked his spouse based solely on looks, regardless of her magic skills. So, as the family had hoped, they got a magic-wielding child. They even had the good fortune of looking like the spitting image of their parents. Even if the child is magicless, the Duke would have loved his eldest daughter just as much as he does now. The dean wonders what has gotten into a guy like him. Has he gone crazy from the shock of losing his eldest daughter? Secondly, in the letter it is also written that if that child grows up and won't see people as people anymore, he will punish the professor for it and he has to support him. If he does not, he will kill him. The dean wonders what kind of personality does this kid have? He knows if Duke is going this far as to say this, it means she's even worse than that. Mitchell. He was strangely quiet when his eldest daughter got sentenced to death for insulting the royals, thinking if he was just washing the hands of his ice-cold daughter. The dean is really exhausted as his head is spinning, thinking if he has a secret love child. The third thing in the letter is to make magic dormitory meals, and if he doesn't make it spicy, salty, and sour, he will kill him. the Department of Magic. It looks like the hidden child is a wizard. Moreover, if she has already entered the academy, she seems to be a higher level wizard than Michelle. Now he understands why he gave up on his beloved eldest daughter. In the letter, the fourth thing is written that even if he tell anyone about this, he will kill him. The dean thinks he is really still the same guy. He's the same crazy guy he knows. More than that, he's worried about the future, wondering how crazy this person named Evan is. A week later, she thinks as expected, working at the Aaron Center is very rewarding. She does not have to worry about pocket money at the academy. She already received a school uniform from Miss Ronell. Now she has to leave for the academy. Someone calls out to her as some people are telling her she will definitely pass the academy, and thanks to her, their store sales have increased tenfold. The other one thanks her for helping her dad escape from unemployment. Mitchell thinks about it, wondering what is this deja vu. Johnny worked here and there for a while, but everyone came to see her off. Even the horses came with them to the capital. She thinks then she guessed she should say hello and leave. She thanks them and says to them to stay healthy. However, they tell her if she does not change her speaking habits, she will be ostracized. One of them tells her that if nobles behave badly, he will take care of them, so she should just come and tell him. To receive support like this, she feels like she is traveling to the academy again, but then she thinks she should hurry before it is too late to the Academy Entrance Examination Center, examen number 3504. It is Ivan Rafe. She steps in her uniform as she thinks it is not as big of a deal as she thought. A person stares at her. This is she's wearing the school uniform even though her admission is not decided, not thinking if that Nephthys herself? He tells her that to show off her skills, if she kills the demon beast in front of her to the best of her ability, she will pass the test. She responds that she does not kill animals. It is pitiful. The dean notices her as he thinks they say she is vicious, but it is a little different from what the Duke said. He knows this child has a heart that knows how to feel sorry for others. She really has a kind heart. Mitchell looks at them and mentions instead she'll kill them. The examiner. That should be enough to prove her skills. The dean finds her absolutely insane. Knowing that this girl with her Nephthys bloodline is brimming with confidence, she uses the skill throwing eyes with Dot before they become scared, asking if she was serious. They make a barrier to stop her. They ask her to stop, otherwise they will kick her out of the exam room right away. Tells her to stop, but she does not before they say she has been passed. They tell her there's still about a month left until the entrance ceremony, so in the meantime before she turns around and runs away, stating that she has to go to the dorm and grab lunch first. The examiners are done for before they call out for the next student. The student looks around asking if there was an ice wizard among the enrolled students, questioning who is that ice wizard and asks that they should please introduce her to that ice wizard right away.